Top of the morning, everybody. Hi guys, I hope you guys are good. So I am super duper hooper excited, and I hope it shows today. So this is my first vlog on this channel. Guys, I hope you get to like it, and I also hope that you can afford me some grace nyana, as this is my first time vlogging. I'm not used to it, but right now I am going to head with you guys to a business breakfast that I'm attending today. It's at the Springs TVET College, so they're going to be addressing LOHODs about careers, because you know that LO deals with that sort of stuff. So I just asked to please attend the event and vlog it for you guys. I hope that it's gonna be a mouthful, and I hope that it's going to be helpful. I've also never been to something like this before. It's my first time. So yeah, just come with me and let us experience this together. Your girl is quite late. You're probably gonna hear it a lot on this channel, or maybe not, because I'm gonna improve. Like, I'm gonna be in my better self era, ne? So but for now I'm running quite late, probably 30 minutes behind, so let us go and enjoy. Hey guys, so kifitlile. I'm really hoping that abagakali, like agagabi, you know, I didn't miss out on a lot. You know, when you're late, you just hope for the best. So yeah, let's go inside and let's see which is Kipan. Make it ready. I arrived, they really haven't started yet, so as you can see they're still serving some tea and coffee and juice and muffins and stuff. So we're still just waiting for some of like the teachers and other people that RSVP'd to arrive, and then once they get here I guess we'll start. So when we start I'll be sure to capture and let you know.
I would like to call Mr. Musala as our first presenter.
I go by the name of Alex Musala. I'm an Assistant Director Student Admin here at the TVET College. I have been delegated to do 2 presentations. One is with regard to our online application process, and secondly is with regard to admission requirements. What I've done is I've consolidated both presentations into one. I will be covering those 2 presentations as I'm presenting right now. I am the guy behind the scenes when it comes to student registration. I'm responsible for setting up the system for the college to ensure that we register all our students, and they are registered with the Department of Education as well. Okay, what informs the college's online application? I've identified 2 areas. One is the ever-changing world of technology. If truth must be told, lately everything is all about technology. All our prospective students, even our students, are always having technology within their heads. I'm saying that because we are using cell phones a lot. And as a college, we took that route to say, let's use our online application to enable our students to be able to register or to apply online at their comfort of their own space. Okay. Secondly is the DHET standard operating procedures. Previously, we used to have many incidents. If you can recall very well, there was an incident that took place in UG where there was a stampede. DHET came up with a standard operating procedure where it says to the colleges, all 50 colleges, to say, you know what, deal away with the walk-ins. Let all students apply online. We have amended our policy in line with what the DHET operating procedure says in terms of the admission. And we also looked at all areas that we should cover when it comes to the online application. Currently, I can strongly say, should we expect students coming in as a walk-in during our registration period? Those students, we just deviate them to our computer lab where they will also do their online application. We don't just accept them and say, you are here, then we accept you. Okay? All right. How does our online application process go? We've got what we call it a placement test. In brackets, I've indicated is a learner profiler. A placement test is a test in which our prospective students will conduct first. And how does it help is that the students can be able to assess which program they can or they are eligible to do. You are given a chance whereby you check all programs that the college offers. You select 3 as a prospective student. Then at the end of that test, the system will automatically identify a possible program. But as a college and as per TVET standard operating procedure, we are not supposed to force the students to deviate from their initial first choice program. We can only advise. We've got career advisors within the college, all 5 college campuses. We are having career advisors. What is also more advantageous about this placement test is that it's a supporting tool for students who are having disability, the students who are having challenges, being it with mathematics, being it in English. We can be able to go back into this system, pull out the data and identify what type of support a student is looking for upon being registered at Ekurhuleni East TVET College. Then, for example, also those students who are living with disability, because the college normally will get the funding if we report such from the TVET. Then the college will take those students for the extra support that they may need. Let's say, for example, a student has got visual impairment, where they will just take that particular student to the relevant eye doctors to get more support around those things. Then the second step on our process is the student eye enabler. Mind you, the placement test consists of about 7 steps. The first step being is when the student is checking the program and registering themselves on that portal. And the students can still go back at any time to the placement test to update any information that they might have omitted at the first place. Hence, they have to create their own credentials on the placement test. But the last step also is on the survey, so that we can also improve as a college on certain areas that they might think that we are lacking. Then the test covers maths, science, spelling, all those things are covered within the placement test. Then on our college student enabler, on this process is that the student has to populate the information that will be registered on our college MIS. The entire information that will be captured while they are at home that information will be taken to our system here at Ekurhuleni East TVET College. Meaning that whatever information, being it incorrect or not, as soon as the students we accept and say, come, finalize your registration, then we try by all means to verify the correctness of that information, because that's the very same information that will go to Department of Higher Education for exam entries. Then the student will populate the information and also align his or her placement test with the application that the placement test results that the system has proposed to the students with this program that the students might be taking. But at the same time, that doesn't necessarily mean that the student will be automatically accepted. We still need to go through their documentation to check if they do qualify for such programs. Then the enabler is more like, for those who are studying at UNISA, it's more like your portal throughout your study period. All your results, your progress, your attendance is within this system. Then you can also go back as a student to check anything that has to do with your payments and your academic history as well. Following the application into the college, the students are now being selected and admitted by our selection committees throughout the 5 campuses that the students have selected, or maybe we've got committees at each campuses, and those committees are led by the accounting officer of the campus, which is the campus manager. They look at the minimum requirements, which is within our admission policy. They go through those processes. Then they advise the students accordingly to say, based on our admission policy, you are not eligible to do this program, but you can be able to take this program. Again, we still need to sit down with the students and agree. We are not always enforcing the students. Okay. In terms of our college minimum requirements, our college minimum admission requirements for different programs, I'll start with NCV, which is our national curriculum vitae. One, we are looking at someone who has passed either grade 9 or passed adult education training, which is level 4, or has PLP results. What is a PLP? A PLP is a program that the college is offering in the event if a prospective student doesn't meet the minimum requirements of the program that they are intending to do within our institution. But in order for that particular student to be admitted within the program choice, their first choice, they have to do this program, the PLP, the pre-learning program. Pre-vocational learning program. That's the PLP that they are taking, and they don't apply for this. What informs this PLP is that as they are applying and not meeting our minimum requirements for that particular program, our career advisors will advise to say no, but as much as you are interested to do this program, at the end of the day, the program that you are eligible to do first in order to go into the initial program is the PLP. It's more like a bridging course for them into their first choice program. Okay. Then we've got our N4 report 191, which we normally know as nated programs between business as well as engineering. These are, for engineering, we are looking at around 2 years for students to complete if you start from N1 up until N6 because they are trimesters. Then for business, it's a minimum of about 18 months for the students to complete. But for those students to meet the requirements, we are looking at students who have grade 12 or they have passed NCV level 4. Meaning that those students with NCV level 4, they should be maybe coming from within our institution or from other institutions, but they must have completed level 4. But again, depending on the programs that we are offering also, for example, students who are intending to do engineering must have at least 40% in math and science before the student can be accommodated on N4, or must have 40% in accounting for those who are interested in doing financial management. Then again, I've indicated the AAT as well as PLP. The PLP again serves as a bridging course into those programs. Then report 191 N1 that I've indicated, unfortunately, the N1 has been phased out. We are in a progress of phasing this program out completely. Then we are currently registering our N2s. By the end of this year, we should be done with the N2s. Then we'll be left with N3 going forward. But for those students to do this N1, unfortunately, I've just put it there for noting process purposes, but we won't be offering that program anymore. I'll bring the N2 for your attention to say N2 is engineering, by the way, colleagues. We don't have it in business, we don't have it in social and creative. But for N2, a student must have passed EN1, must at least have NQF level 4 or grade 12, engineering NCV, which is level 4, or general education training certificate. Again, we also look at the trade subject that the student was taking, especially when it comes to general education training certificate, in order for us to accommodate those students into our programs. All right. In terms of our preference as a college to admit our prospective students, one, we prioritize our South African citizens. In the event if we receive applicants from national or international students, those students must have valid study permits. We are also looking at a good academic record from our prospective students. And we are also looking at the provisionally funding statuses. That is why we always urge our applicants to not only relax, but they must also apply for financial support, being it at NSFAS or other funders that are available. Then our prospective students, at least a minimum of 16 years, not below 16. We start from 16 going up. This is as per THET admission policy standards. We take students that are at least 16 and above, not someone who's below 16 years. Then, what are the documents that my department is looking at in terms of registration? I'm looking at certified ID documents or a passport of the foreign nationals, certified statement of results or academic record. And I just need to refresh the colleagues that the students that are currently in grade 12, because our online applications for every new academic year, they start from the 1st September as per CHET standard operating procedure. From the 1st of September every year, all 50 colleges are opening up their online application. Be it here in Gauteng or Mpumalanga or wherever within this country, all 50 colleges, they are opening up their online application at the same time. Our grade 12, we encourage them to attach their progress report, maybe a third term, so that it will serve as a guide for our selection and admission, pending the release of the national results at the end of the year or at the beginning of the new academic year. Then for our foreign nationals, at least their academic record must be SAQA approved. Anything that is not SAQA approved and without study permit, we are not taking that. Then we are also looking at the proof of address. How does the proof of address assist? In the event if the student is applying for accommodation, we can be able to determine, or we can be able to privatize to say, because this student is not from around, we can be able to accommodate them. Or maybe should something happens to the student, we should be able to know where that student stays. Then I've also indicated again, for us to finalize the student's registration without even asking for a cent from that student, if the student prove to us that they are professionally funded, then they are good to go. We will offer everything in terms of study material, being it the PPEs and other stuff. Then all they need to do is to attend their classes. Having said that, I thank you, colleagues.
Would like to call upon our next presenter, Mr. Mokhalaka, who will take us through the college programs. Can you please give him a round of applause?
Tabang Mokhalaka, the Senior Marketing Communications Officer for Ekurhuleni East TVET College. For mine, I'll be taking you guys through the college programs. When we start, we'll just start the side. I think some of the things Mr. Mhlala has covered them up. At the college, we've got two sets of programs. We've got the NCV, which is the National Certificate Vocational. Now on that one, the entry requirement, as he has indicated, is past grade 9, 10 or 11 without grade 12. Then the learner must meet the college entry requirements, the admission requirements set by the institution. Then the next one we have Report 191. For those who knew the colleges later, for those who knew the college back in those days, they are formally known as NATED programs, where you hear a student saying they're studying N4, N5, and N6. So those are Report 191 programs. And their entry requirement is past grade 12. Now, and also looking in terms of saying, and the learner must meet the admission requirement of the college. Then moving forward from there, just a second. The college has 3 different schools. The first school that we're having, we have School of Business. The second one is School of Creative and Social Services. And then the last one is School of Engineering. We'll get into those as we move along. The colleagues still fine? Can I move to the next slide? Okay, thank you. We'll start with the first campus. The first campus that we are having there, it's Benoni campus. It's situated in Benoni, the North Mid area. Now, Benoni campus it's a school of business and it has school of engineering also. Benoni also has NCV programs and Report 191 programs. As we are going to move along the campuses, you'll notice that some don't have NCV programs. But Benoni has engineering and business also. Now, on Benoni campus, the NCV programs that they are having, we have a fairly new one. I think this one, it started last year, MCC, if I'm not mistaken, Safety in Society. It's still a fairly new one. It started last year. Currently, we're still having level 2 and level 3 since it started last year. Then we've got office administration. Then the last program that we have is management, wholesale and retail. That is the NCV programs that they offer at Benoni. Then we are moving to the Report 191. Under Report 191, as I've indicated earlier, colleagues, that Benoni has engineering and business. So we'll first start with the engineering ones. On the engineering programs, they offer Report 191, N2 to N3. Now on N2 to N3, they've got electrical engineering and mechanical engineering. So those are the only two. So at the college, the programs for engineering N2 to N3, you only get them at Benoni campus. Then when we go to the business programs that they are having, they offer for N4 to N6, then they have financial management, they've got marketing, they've got management assistance, and the last one is HR, which is human resource management. Can we move along, colleagues? Okay, thank you. Then we move to the next campus. Then the next campus is Brakpan campus. Brakpan campus is one of our smallest campus, but it only offers Report 191 programs, School of Business only. Under Brakpan campus, they only offer 3 programs under Report 191, N4 to N6. The first program is financial management. The second is marketing management. The third one is management assistant. So those are the only programs that are offered at Brakpan campus. Then we are moving to the next campus. On the next campus, we have Davidson campus. Davidson campus is a School of Engineering campus only. They only offer programs for School of Engineering. On their NCV programs, they offer NCV programs. The first NCV program they have is Electrical Infrastructure Construction. The second one is Engineering and Related Design. Now, on engineering and related design, you would normally hear some of the learners at schools, they would say they want to do boiler making. So when they go to Davidson campus, when they get there are subjects that are called electives. When they select their elective, if they say they want to do boiler making, then it means what they need to select is fabrication. So the only campus that is going to have the boiler making part, which is called fabrication, it's in Davidson campus. Then we move right along. We've got they also offer Report 191 programs, N4 to N6. The first one is electrical engineering, and then the other one is mechanical engineering. Then we move forward to the next campus. The next campus is Kwachama campus. Kwachama campus is an engineering campus. Now on this one, they offer both NCV and Report 191. On NCV programs, the first program that they offer is Electrical Infrastructure Construction. The second one is Engineering and Related Design. But on this one, like I've indicated, colleagues, they don't offer fabrication. Fabrication is only in Davidson campus. Then they've got a program which is called Process Plant Operation. Then another one is Civil Engineering and Building Construction. Then on their NCV programs, they end there, and then we move to the Report 191 and 4 to N6 programs. On the N4 to N6 program, we've got electrical engineering. They offer mechanical engineering, and the last one is civil engineering. Then we are going to move along to the last campus. Now, unfortunately, I forgot to change the picture there. Apologies for that, colleagues. We are at this campus, which is Springs Campus. Springs Campus offers the School of Creative and Social Services and School of Business. On their NCV program, they have ICT, then they have hospitality, tourism, marketing, then they have finance, economics, and accounting. So those are the NCV programs that they offer here at Springs Campus. Then on the Report 191 programs, they offer marketing management, financial management, hospitality, and tourism. Now, to just break this one's easier, colleagues, I would like to indicate a few things. Under School of Creative and Social Services, the programs for that one is hospitality and tourism. So that we are here on that one, colleagues. Then, I think from there, from my part, I believe I am done. Though we have another center, which is called the Artisan and Skills Development Center, but unfortunately, we could not add it on the slide because that side, they're only offering occupational programs, and this side, all the other campuses, they're doing ministerial programs. So for your learners, most of them, they will meet the requirements for the ministerial programs. Hence, we only show the ministerial programs. I believe on the first invite you saw, you were supposed to go to the Artisan and Skills Development Center. So that one, they only offer occupational programs. So we did not include it in the slide as it might not be relevant to the learners at your schools. I thank you, colleagues.
Moving right along with our program, we will then call Mr. Nkosi, who will be taking us through a presentation about services provided by the PLS to student community. Can you please give him a round of applause?
Morning, colleagues. It's Friday, 10:31. I'll be very brief and straight to the point. I am Sishiso, the Assistant Director for Student Support Services. So how we define student support services at the college, I know I fight with, okay, the TPA is not here. I always fight with the academic department. We are the core business of the college. So the teaching and learning is core business, student support services is core business. So we share the students, our colleagues. So I know that they said we are going to get the presentations after here. Unfortunately, I did not prepare a presentation, and there's a reason for that, colleagues. It is because my presentation is on my far left, there, student support services. So if you walk around the campus, you will find us everywhere. So that's why I'm saying we are the core business of the college. So basically what we do is, I think in basic education in the district, you've got a support unit that has psychologists, counselors, or whatever the case may be. The college is lucky enough to have that department within the college. And I know that special schools, they do have that section within the school as well. I'm not sure if every school has, but then mainstream schools are disadvantaged because they do not have that aspect. So student support services, basically, the process, how it flows, colleagues, Mr. Molega goes outside to get the students, Mr. Musala registers them, they hand them over to me, I take care of them during their stay at the college, then I hand them over to the placement department or the linkages and innovations department. So what happens in between the students, it sits in our offices. So I'm the leader of that department. I'm under MMCC, who's our deputy principal registrar. Then under me, I've got 3 senior people. I've got a senior sports arts and culture person, I've got a senior financial aid, and I've got also a senior SSS official. So that tells you that within our department, we've got everything that you can think of that supports the students. Then each campus has got 3 offices. It has a social worker, It has a student student liaison officer, and it has a financial aid officer. So what that means also, colleagues, is the monies, the NSFAS is regulated from my office. So we are in charge of that process. So we regulate the funding for the funder, basically. So we are the middlemen. So that function sits in my office. So from students' applications, from claiming for students, and all of those things, those services sit in my office with my team. So each campus has, like Mr. Mopalaka has just presented, we've got 5 delivery sites. So each site has got 3 support staff for SSS department. Then we sit in the head office and we assist the colleagues to execute their duties. So our services, colleagues, they range from, as you can see there, we've got social workers in our department. So we've got therapy and counseling, we've got career guidance. Mr. Musala mentioned the tool, the learner profiler. When a student does a learner profiler, my department is responsible for counseling of those students. Well, not counseling, but career guidance, if you may put it that way, because career counseling is something that is totally different. So we would assist, in that. But also we use that tool to inform our practice within the department, because once the student has done the learner profiler, then we use it as an early identification for issues. The student will declare, I'm on ARVs, student will declare, I've got depression and all of that. Then we use that to identify those students, we source them out, and then we give them support. So it's more than just a selection tool that is used at the college, but it actually feeds the greater part of what we are doing at student support. But also, from an academic perspective, we use it as an early identification of challenges. So we go there, we look at this tool, we read it, and then we already see our potential students who are going to have issues. Then automatically, we will enroll them for academic support and all of that. That's another function that sits in my office, the academic support. I will speak on it. So that the learner profiler is more than just a tool. So when we encourage students to do it, it is because on the back end, we want to sit and analyze and see what do we find, because it's not just selection of courses, but it has a social aspect to it that we want to assess the social, emotional issues, and we'll pick some of them there, and we are able to, assist the students accordingly. Then financial aid, Mr. Mukone is there, I'm not going to touch on it. It has to do with the funding, of the student within the institution, more than just NSFAS, but other funders, that are available. Then also, the nice thing about the learner profiler as well, we are able to identify students. Because remember now, students, we have students that have disabilities. Now, this is where it's important for me to emphasize, since our colleagues are here. When you send a student to us, and you know that the student has challenges, we need that profile if you're still using it. We need the copies of that file. I know that, what's that other tool that you use to assess? I know you've got a school-based support team. What's that tool that they use? Now and 2. We need that. We need it. It must come with an application, because you can't just hand us over someone that has challenges but don't declare. So we need that. So how are we going to support the student without those documents? So we need those documents, colleagues. They are very important. Worst part, when you are from a special school, there is non-negotiable. But of course, if the student came through the system, because you've been supporting them, they are condoned there and there, they make it to matric, and then they are able to pass matric. And then when they come to us, they come as normal students, because we can't identify up until they go to class. And we're like, oh, so we have these issues, then we need to start investigating. But now, make it easy for us so that we don't have to investigate. As soon as we get the student, we know we must provide support. I think that's much easier for us, and also for the academic department. So identification of students with disabilities. So we support them, but also Mr. Mukone will speak to it, because students need to declare that I have a disability. Then Mr. Mushala, on his list, registration list, when he says to us, the student would say, these are the disabilities that I have. Then we are able to come up with a plan on how we are going to support the students. If we have to procure devices that are needed for a student to function optimally, then there's a process that we need to follow internally. It's even worse when they're NSFAS funded, because NSFAS covers for those things, like Mr. Mokone will speak to it. But just the emphasis on the support of students with disabilities. It is that if you know you are going to be sending a student, give them that package when they're coming to fetch their results in January, saying that they passed and then they've applied to the college. So make those copies for us. Or if we identify that student and then we ask them to go back to the school and get that file, colleagues assist the students. Because sometimes we have to call the principal now and send emails and say, hey, Tishomkul, we are having issues. Because we need to find out the history of the student so that we are able to assist sufficiently. So that function sits in my office, even though it's in Mr. Mushala, and Mr. Molega will go out and get them, Mr. Mushala will register them. Once Mr. Mushala has registered them, then I need to go and do the investigative work and see what kind of a student we have, then we offer the support, that is needed. Then another function that sits in my office, they come from high school. Some of them, they belong to different formations. So we have an SRC, Student Representative Council, that sits in my office as well. So they become clever when they get here, and now they want to be presidents and they join these parties, and do all those things. So we facilitate that process in my office, where we would, look after the SRC and as they execute their duties within the institution. So student support has that function as well. Then we've got health and wellness. Our social workers will play a dual role. They will do counseling and all of that. But also, there's a wellness aspect of it. So we need to take care of the social, emotional, and health of our students. So we've got what we call the higher health. Not sure if you've heard of it. It is the department's implementing partner. So basically, that is where we would do condom weeks, we would do awarenesses, we would bring in different partners from the community, maybe Department of Health, we will test them, some of them they will test HIV positive and then we have to link them to care and all of those things. So that function also sits in my office, colleagues, where we look at the health and wellness, of our students. That to us is important. I mean, you saw the latest stats in terms of STIs in the Buruleng. So it is our responsibility, to ensure that our students, they are linked to care and they are taken care of. Because remember, it's written there, our primary mandate is to facilitate academic success and personal well-being of our students. So that's why I function. Whenever I come to work, it's academic success and personal well-being of the student. Nothing more, nothing less. And also, I always tell my department, why we are here as SSS, we offer academic support. Everything we do within my department is academic support. I support these students by linking them to care, to getting their HIV medication, so they don't have to miss out on class, or they are sick, then their academics are messed up. Mr. Mukone, financial aid, his responsibility is to make sure if a student is funded, is loaded on time, they get their allowances, and they're able to come to school and attend class. Sports, arts and culture, health, so every single thing that we do, when we think of my department, it's geared up towards academic support, because whatever we do to support the student is for them to succeed, academically. And then life skills, of course, we would do a whole lot of programs with the students where we would have presentations and all of that, just to prepare them to say, this is the life that you have, this is the life that you'll be going to, you need to have the resources to function optimally. I've spoken about the psychoeducation part of it, which is linked to therapy. But another aspect that we have within the college is the Office of Sports, Arts and Culture. So we've got Mr. Makopo, that is responsible for that department. So we've got sports, we've got arts, we've got culture. You know what that means. I think basic education excels when it comes to that. So we do have that at the college as well. I think currently, on the 1st of May, we'll be competing nationally with the other provinces in terms of athletics. Then after athletics, it's arts and culture, singing, dancing, gumboots and all of that. Then it's summer games later in the year where it's netball, soccer. But we have an ongoing league during the year where they compete with other 8 colleges within the province. So colleagues, so basically, that's who we are as SSS. Then student liaison officers, so they're a bridge between the lecturers or the academic staff and the students. So they facilitate the code of conduct. They ensure that the students, they have all that they need. So they bridge the gap between management, students, and the academic staff. If they've got issues, it goes to them. Theirs also is the application of the code of conduct, ensuring that our students behave the way they should, colleagues. So In student support services, that's what we are doing. We support the student from the moment Mr. Mushala hands them over to us, but it's not just Mr. Mushala handing over the student to us. We are involved in that process as well with Mr. Mushala in terms of registration, because we need to make sure, for instance, if a student walks in, they've got a disability, of course we are not going to treat them differently, but their process will be the same as other students, but it will have some cutting corners, as much as when you're standing at Home Affairs, an old person comes, we all shishela morale and make sure that they go to the front. Not because of there's anything wrong with that, but because of we understand the condition, of the person. So we would be there with Mr. Mushala, then they're handed over to us, we take care of them through different programs during their academic journey, then exit. Part of it, I'm not sure if it was in the program, so I'm also responsible for the linkage, the innovations, and we had a meeting yesterday with the colleagues. I was preaching this thing that we are not a placement department. We are a linkages and innovations department. So basically it's known as a placement department, because once they finish their 18 months, they need to be linked to the world of work, they need to be placed through the cities. So we facilitate that process in my office as well. I've got a team, that I work with, that we ensure that our students are placed with the employers for 18 months so that they may be able to get their diplomas. But I'm just assisting there. We're still waiting for the manager to come through. But for now, that's what we are doing. We would make sure that they are done with their 18 months. We go out and look for funding for them in terms of the sitters or whoever that will be willing to pump in money. Then once we get the sitters, we go look for companies and say, hey, I know Department of, I think the district has, and some of the schools, I'm sure you will see some of our students that will come through and do their 18 months there. So that's the responsibility of our department as well, to ensure that they get their 18 months. Once they're done with their 18 months, then we graduate them and they go to the world of work. So that's what I do, colleagues. Oh, also, the other flip side of it, when they are here, and now they're starting to get clever, they're causing strikes. I'm the first one in front to make sure that there are no strikes and unrests in the college. So I'm just mentioning this because my boss is here. I was making a comment to HR yesterday that maybe we deserve a danger allowance, because we could be standing here, we could be burning, I'll be called and we need to be the first one in the front line and be asking, why are we striking? Why are we fighting? So please, when you see me, be kind to me. My job is hard. It's a high pressure job. Every day when I come to work, I don't know what I'm going to find. So I just wake up and pray and say, Lord, here it is, let's go. When you get there, then it's work as usual. But then sometimes it's not even work. You get there, it's politics, because remember our department is huge. We've got more than 30 staff that we are dealing with, and also we've got over 15,000 students that we are responsible for. So every time you see me, no matter who, even if you see me by the mall, even if you did not greet, even if you give me 10 bucks, I'll take it and drink water.
Thank you, Mr.